Hi everyone, I want to be having a play today with some alcohol inks. They're the gossip inks that I've got. I didn't buy them brand new, I bought them off the Stamps by Me buy and sell group from a lovely lady on there, and it's nice to have a little play. I do like alcohol inks and I just want to see how we go on with this. I'm going to be using the Imala Flower Hug stamp afterwards. Now let's have a little play. So I'm going to dab on some of the number 6, which is a pink. I have a colour chart. You can download the blank colour chart off from the How to Craft network and just fill in your colours if you've got these inks or any alcohol inks. It's good to just have a little chart, isn't it? So I'm just going to dab on some of the pink like this, nice and thick like that. Let's get my water. And I want some of the blue, and I'm going to start with the lighter one, which is the number 7, and I want to pop that on there. That's that's a bit of a stiff brush, that one. So dab it into there like that, and then I get the number 2, and I'm going to have that at the top like that, and at the bottom like that. Be sure to have some scrap paper underneath so that you don't mark your glass mat or whatever surface you're working on. Now this is pure alcohol, and it's called isopropyl. You can get it on, if you Google it, you can get it anywhere. Just 100% alcohol, and then just drop it on like this. Squeeze it on all over like that. Then get a straw and blow it. Add some more ink whenever you wish. Let's get the thicker one. Just wipe that. It's gone on my mat a little bit. And then I have a silver. You can buy the silver ones as well. This is a Lavinia one, but I'm sure there's lots of places you can get them. And again, just dab on. Spread with your alcohol like that. So you see how it breaks it up nice like that. And then you can tap it off like that. And if you want to give it a bit of texture, just dab like that. You can dab, and again you can add little drops of silver again, just little drops of silver here and there, and dab that about, and that gives you a lovely delicate background. If you want it more intense, you must put to one side, leave to dry, and if you dry overnight, it will dry lovely. It will dry nice like that, just to break it up a little bit. Okay, pop that to one side. I'm going to do another one while I'm waiting for that just to settle and dry. This I'm using, by the way, is the Yupo Paper. It's the alcohol ink paper that you use with it, and it says use with alcohol inks, and you can stamp on it, and then you can paint with your alcohol inks, and And you can do that, and that is what I want to do with this. Let me just move this dirty paper. And I'll just get my stamping mat. Be sure to clean your mat if it goes on your mat. Okay. I'll get my stamping platform. Put my inks up there. And then we don't make a mess. These Gossip inks were out quite a while ago. I'm going to use that Flower Hugs with my bookmark, but on this one, I want to use the brand new Chapter 30, Serendipity. Like that. And I'm going to actually stamp with stays on. People say, oh, don't use stays on your stamps. But you can use stays on your stamps. You just have to wash your stamps very, very well after. Make sure they're really clean and get rid of all the stays on after it. So I'm going to use that. It dries quite quickly and it's very good for use with alcohol inks. But you can use any hybrid inks with alcohol inks. Look at that, how beautiful and crisp is that? It's lovely, isn't it? So I'll just wipe that off for now. And I will take that and wash it properly after with some nice hot soapy water. And in the set, you also get these extra bits. So I'm just going to do the corners with those. Just to get them in the corner there. To have a little bit of a corner. Like that. This rest of it. And again in this corner here. So this tutorial really is just about playing with the inks and the Imala stamps. Put that there. There we are. So I'm going to go in with the pink and paint with that. Look how beautiful that is. And because it's quite translucent, you know, you can see where you've stamped through it. And these have, if you give them a shake, they are metallic, these. If you've already got them, just give them a shake round and then you'll see. Can you see that? How beautiful that is. Go in with your brush, give it a good stir. And all that beautiful metallic will come out like that. paints beautifully. Dab off if you feel you have too much on your brush. Just dab it off. I've got my gloves on because I don't want my fingers all inky. So you can buy these little rubber gloves, plastic gloves. They're disposable. But I reuse and reuse. Isn't that pretty? So really just have fun with your inks and your stamps. You know, get those paintbrushes out. And this serendipity stamp, it's so therapeutic painting this. Not to mention it'll make a beautiful card. Look at that. Do the corners. Turn that round. I've just not stamped very well on there, have I? Not to worry. We can just go over any little bits you miss. Just get a fine marker. If you haven't got any fine markers, it really is worth investing, because when you've stamped and you've taken it off, you can't put it back down again. You really do want to be able to just fill that gap in. So I've got a fine marker here. So as you can see, you can just fill in those spaces like that. This is just for demo anyway. Okay. And then I want to get the blue 7. So this is the deep. Oh no, number 2 is the deeper one. That's that one. Again, give it a stir. Get all that lovely metallic mica powder from the bottom. Can you see that? And I'll just go in and do the back of here. I mean, you just spend as long as you want on something like this. Just to stamp up. You can use your normal cardstock as well with your alcohol markers. Absolutely. I was showing you on the Yupo how it's very movable with alcohol, and it's also lovely to paint on because it doesn't soak in. It just dries on the top. There's a little brush thing on there. That's it. So pretty, isn't it? It's not cheap, this Yupo paper, I must admit, so you know, it has to be doing exactly what you want it to do, and if that's playing with your alcohol inks and the alcohol, pure alcohol, that's the best thing really. And painting when you just don't want it to soak into card, which makes it a little bit more vibrant. It's pretty, isn't it? So I'll just go around and do this, and then we'll go back to the boot mark, which I think is dry now, so we'll go back to that. Just wanted to show you about painting on Yupo, so it gives you an idea before you buy what you can do. And of course it really is good if you like to use your jelly plate. It's good for that as well, because you do get movement with it. So that's pretty, isn't it? Okay, we'll stamp up our boot mark now with the other background. Let's take my gloves off. Just put that back on there. Oops. It's bubbling. Pop the lid on. Make sure your lids are on nice and tight. Flower hugs. Beautiful stamp this. To make a beautiful boot mark. Just going to get that flower up there so that I can get that tag area in. That's it. Okay. Again, I'm going with the stays on. Look at that. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And right off. Like I say, you can use stays on, just make sure your stamps are well cleaned afterwards, and you're quite safe. It won't rot them. It's when people leave ink on the stamps, that's when you get your problems. And in the bottom here or with one of the sentiments from the stamp set, is bloom with grace. How gorgeous is that? So once you've got that like that, then you can go back to your inks and you can colour in. Take my gloves off now, never mind. I'll just want to do a little bit of the pink. And find a bit of a narrower brush. Too many brushes. And then with the ink, again, I want some of that mica powder from the bottom. I'm swirling it around. And then just catching some of these leaves here. Just to darken it on that background. And of course you can use your alcohol ink pens as well. And I'll show you that. I'll just dab that. I'll get my alcohol pen. This is my Maya alcohol ink pens. I want to try the P88. Ooh, nice. So going up from the bottom, just to give that a little bit. Really, I mean, you should let it dry because it will pick up the black until it's dry. But you can see from there just how nice that is. Can you see? So I'm going to leave that to dry, but I'll put a picture of it on the group, Crafty Army with Carly, and the Eureka, the Papercraft Eureka Stamped by Me group. I'll put it on there as well, if you remember, on there. And hope you've enjoyed this tutorial using your Imala stamps and a bit of Yupo paper and alcohol ink background. Thanks very much for joining me. Bye-bye.